Ratna Bhushan, a trained motivator and guide to IAS aspirant, international motivational speaker, leadership trainer, CEO, coach, political strategist, and policy advisor. Welcome to ASG. ASG believe in quality, commitment, and success. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Reputation is the cornerstones of power. Through reputation alone, you can intimidate and win. Once it slips, however, you vulnerable and will be attacked on all sides. Make your reputation unassailable. Always be alert to potential attacks and thwart them before they happen. Meanwhile, learn to destroy your enemies by opening holes in their own reputation. Then stand aside and let public opinion hang them. The most important news of today's source, the Hindu newspaper. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a warrior of gender parity. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a warrior of gender parity. The passing of the preeminent advocate for the women's rights is a big loss for pro-progressive movement in the U.S. The passing of the U.S. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg is a tantamount to a major loss for the progressive movement in the country, as it leaves the highest court, already lean conservative firmly in the grasp of those who might rewrite the law on the issues such as reproductive rights, immigration, healthcare, and more. She leaves behind a legacy of the courageous litigations campaign and far-reaching jurisprudence that tolerated judiciaries embedded deep within U.S. law, which would otherwise have denied women their rightful place as the equals of men in the sphere of the civil liberties and economic rights. The landscape of the U.S. law on the administrative states, for example, today reflect the seminal contribution of Justice Ginsburg in the form of her challenge to the practice of the giving preference to men as administrator defended by the government based on men's supposedly greater familiarity with commercial matters. Balanced approach. In diverse applications of the law, including benefits rules of the members of the U.S. military, social security regulations, and admission policy of the state-supported colleagues, Justice Ginsburg's relentless fight for the gender parity led to the redressal of the gender bias that appeared to be built into the system. The depth and the balance of her jurisprudential visions was such that through the year of these legal battles against the sex-based discrimination, she was doubtfully supportive of men's rights to receive fair and equal treatment to her. The spirit of the uncompromising equality before law was manifested in Wemberger versus Wiesenfeld 1975, which overturned a social security practice that deprived widows of the survivor benefit based on the assumption that wives were always secondary breadwinners with lower incomes. World Bank seeks universal eligibility in a blow to make in India its $1 billion loan to curb pandemic sets to conditions. The $1 billion World Bank loan to prevent, detect, and respond to the threat of the coronavirus of strengthening national health system for preparedness as India combats the ongoing pandemic comes with the conditions of universal eligibility in the program procurements. This would mean that all the preferential market access policies, including public procurement, preference to make in India, order, micro, small, and medium enterprise MSME policies, certain benefits to a startup shall not be applicable on the purchases made while implementing the national project. Confirming this, the Ministry of Railways, in a note to regional railways, production units, and other major establishment, said the tender documents should be amended to remove such references and ensure that the contracts explicitly agreed to comply with the relevant provisions of the World Bank's anti-corruption guidelines and prohibited policies of the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. A neglected temple's transitions over the centuries. A neglected temple's transition over the centuries. Kakati Devi Temple built by Ganpati Dev was covered into the abode of the local goddess. A temple constructed by Emperor Ganpati Dev, a ruler of Kakatiya dynasty in the Dharnikota near present Andhra Pradesh capital Amravati has been converted into abode of local goddess Balu Summan, goddess Durga. The presiding deity at the 13th century temple was Kakti Devi, Kakti Devi, Kakti Devi, Kakti Devi, Kakti, tutelary deity of the Kaktiya rulers. Due to the ravage of the time and improper upkeep, the presiding deity idol was damaged. The villagers of the Dharni Kota, who had no knowledge about the temple's past, installed the Balu Sulmanna idol and started worshipping it. While conducting an architectural survey of the magnificent temple that flourished during the Kaktiya dynasty, D. Kanna Babu, former superintending archaeologist of the Temple Survey Project, Archaeological Survey of India, Chennai, stumbled upon the distinctive temple in the banks of the Krishna. After successfully annexing the Andhra Pradesh region into kingdom, Ganpati Dev was also made a matrimonial alliances with the Kota chief of the Dharni Kota region by giving his daughter Ganapamba in marriage to Kota Beta Raja. It's a quite reasonable to infer that on that jubilant occasion, Ganapati Dev constructed the temple and sanctified the limestone idol of Kakti Devi as the presiding deity for his daughter to worship. Mr. Babu told the Hindu. Ganapati Dev is the first king. Ganapati Dev was the first king who introduced the worship of Kakti Devi in the coastal region of Andhra Pradesh. Later, the board was developed into the patroness of the Gun Pamba. It's a no green signal from the farm. What? It's a no green signal from the farm wall. There is a good reason why the opposition to the agricultural bill may be reflections of the genuine concern of the farmers. In virtual rally, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi blamed the opposition parties for misleading farmers about the three bills on agriculture in the parliament, while the opposition may have been taken up the cudgels recently in the fact that farmers have been protesting against the bills ever since it was promulgated as an ordinance in June. These are the Farmers Produce Trade and Commerce Promotion and Facilitation Bill 2020, the Farmers Empowerment and Protection Bill, Agreement of the Price Assurance and Farm Services Bill 2020, and the Essential Commodities Amendment Bill 2020. The resignation of the Food Processing Industry Minister and the Shiromani Akali Dal MP Harsimrat Kaur Badal from the Union Cabinet and the dissenting voices from the various mass organizations affiliated the Rashtriya Swayam Sevak Sangh suggest that the opposition to the bills may not be politically motivated, rather it may be a reflection of the genuine concern of the farmers. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best and good luck. I would like to share the important thing about the center-state relation. Constitution of India being federal in structure, divided in all powers legislative, executive and financial between the center and the states. However, there is no distinction in judicial power as the Constitution has established an integrated judicial system to enforce both the central laws as well as state laws. Though the center and states are supreme in their respective fields, and the maximum harmony and the coordination between them is essential for the effective operation of the federal system. Hence, the Constitution contains elaborate provision to regulate the various dimensions of the relation between the center and the state. The center-state relations can be studied under three gates: one, legislative relation, administrative relation, and financial relation.